The Droid You Are Looking For Canada presents the Video Game Vault.
Hodel! That was my impersonation of Game of Thrones.
Wow, you actually look a lot like Hodo. Okay, so we're at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, and landmine! Yes, this is the Droids You're Looking For Video Game Vault, and we are reviewing the Mutant League series. Both hockey and football, both deserve more games. Unfortunately, I guess the demand wasn't there.
Too real or too soon?
I can speak on Todd's behalf, I'm sure, as well as my own. The Mutant League series was a great series. I thoroughly put hours into that game. Just the fact that you can take any kind of mutant robotic team, go out on the ice, go out on the field, and destroy and murder each other to win the game.
Not only that.
I've won so many games by forfeit because the other team didn't have enough players left to play.
But that's not even the worst part. What if the arena attacks you? I remember, I never really played the Mutant League football series. I played the hockey, and it was
where that squid arm comes out.
The squid arm, and then you have the fucking going net that ate you, and then the
ice just breaking away
just
under you.
Just give it up, fuck, we're gonna fall through. The game had so many different pitfalls in it that you just never knew what's gonna happen next. I think they even threw chainsaws out up on the ice to keep you fucking excited. I don't know. What was the football like?
Pretty much the same concept. You can put your landmines down. If I remember correctly, the Earth fell away, so you went falling into space.
Oh, brilliant. That's exactly what I want to do today. I'm just going to catch a football, fall off the edge of the Earth.
I remember the game, you can actually call a play where two of your guys actually kill the one guy by crushing him in a huge sandwich.
Oh. See, the same thing with Mutant League Hockey. All you need to do is completely incapacitate the entire team. And it was ridiculous. I mean, I would just skate on the ice and just beat the shit out of people, either with the chair or even their own limbs. But what used to piss me off the most is that I'm on a breakaway and I wasn't paying attention. Next thing you know, the fucking net eats me. Yep. I couldn't tell you how many times. It just drives me freaking crazy when that happens.
It does. Or when you're on the breakaway, you're going, and there's that mine the other team dropped you didn't know about. Poof, and you're just a pile of pixelated Sega red dust. But
with that, the point of the game is to ensure that, one, you gotta have that sports feeling to it, but it's gotta have that extreme. And that was the problem with these games, is that they had the extreme. Because they would do things that you would never play in any other game. It was made by Electronic Arts, which is really weird for Electronic Arts, because they normally produce shit. But they also were innovators of the NHL series and the football series and everything to that effect. But this was a different game for them, and I didn't think they would pan out that it would get this popular. Because you had your Mutant League football and then you had your Mutant League hockey, and you could do everything. You can even bribe the referee to look away and do something really crazy, which is pretty cool. Now, this came back in 1994. Now, unfortunately, though, for our Nintendo brethren, it was only exclusive to Sega. How upsetting that was. Now, it had the same typical thing, nothing to be too extravagant about it. You basically played your hockey games, you do your little season, and then you move on. And you basically go towards whatever they would consider their Stanley Cup. And the same thing with the football. Now, the football came out in 93. And it's funny because the games were spoofs of different teams, right? As an example, the Dark Star Dragons were actually the San Francisco 49ers. And
Killer Convicts, Dallas Cowboys.
They made a lot of jokes. Like, they even made reference to characters like Joe Magician was actually Joe Montana, is what they were basically trying to say. Or Scary Eyes was Jerry Rice. And they did a lot of things that people can really fall into.
From an earlier podcast, that's the tongue-in-cheek comedy that I like in games.
Right. Now, in the 360 version of Madden 09, they actually put a joke into it. They put Easter eggs into the game where you can get an achievement that create a character named Bones Jackson, and they'll make the joke about it. But I mean, unfortunately, this game never had a re-release, which is kind of upsetting. I wouldn't mind playing this type of game to the on PlayStation now.
Yeah, $10, $15, I'd buy this again, no problem.
Well, they did have it on the PlayStation Portal, like a Vita or a PlayStation Go or whatever you want to call them nowadays. It came back in 06, or the PSP back in 06, but I mean, it wasn't that much different. It was basically the same, but I mean, what if they actually took this game, used today's technology, what would that turn out to be? I'm actually very curious.
I think you'd get more people into sports games as this for a stepping stone.
Right.
But I also don't think it would do well. Because you'll get the other group who'll look at another sports game, and you'll get the hardcore sports game players who'll look at, why the fuck do I want that?
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy with NHL 3K7. It's just 2K9 reloaded again with a new player.
That's true, and I think that's what I think when this game came out, it was during the beginning of the NHL series, where it was constantly the same thing, is that every single year when you bought the game, you were just getting a brand new roster. And you got to play this, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is a lot more different. This is something that I could have a lot of fun of. Now, Mutant League Football was the first, followed by Mutant League Hockey, obviously. But why EA didn't continue with it, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it sold a lot, but I don't think it got
the traction they wanted.
I don't think it got even advertised that much. Only because when the game came out, it actually was crude in one hand. That you actually can kill your thing. And at that time in the industry, that was a huge no-no.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't even say fucking ass on TV without even getting a freaking fine from, the network. And I think that when this came out, I think this was too early for its time. If this game would have came out 10 years ago, probably would have had a huge run. And probably would still be running to this day. So when I played this game, I give it a fair scale of 7 out of 10. I had a very fun time playing Mutant League hockey, and I think that this is one of those gems that unfortunately fell through the cracks.
You know what? I would say it is a solid 7 out of 10, and I myself, I'm going to eventually go home tonight and probably play this before I go to sleep.
There you go. All right, so not too bad. Mutant League Hockey. And that'll be it for today. And we want you to do what?
Enjoy your chimichangas.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Thanks for listening to the Droids You Are Looking For podcast. Stay tuned for next week's podcast.
Remember, the Force will be with you.